Hello and welcome to Lifetime Uncorked, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. And Sarah, don't touch the microphone. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
Doing. I am Drew Current.
And noisy Sarah Reed.
Yeah. Sarah Reed's back.
Making all the commotion.
Sneakily. The sneakiest trying to get that microphone forward.
I was trying to have good posture, so I wanted it closer to my
It's
mouth.
important.
Oh, yeah.
It's important.
It's true. Posture is important.
Yeah.
You gotta
Let me just
have
move
it.
it one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Doing.
I'm ready now.
That's fine.
You gotta
We're
get
back.
comfortable. We're back.
Woo.
Yes. So we have Sarah back, of course, because, you know, she's always good for a Lifetime movie and, you know, a hot date.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, so I had to have her back on. And actually, funny enough, the movie that we're going to be talking about is about best friends, and Sarah is my best friend.
Oh my God.
How about that?
But, you know, this movie is not our relationship.
No.
Not even close.
This is a Lifetime
Not even
style.
close. Although maybe there are some parallels.
I was thinking that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe.
we betrayed each other a little bit here and there.
Sure, you're right. But we'll get to it. Business at the top of the show.
Business time.
You know, we're going for 1,000 reviews now.
Oh my gosh. You really upped your game.
You know,
Okay.
1,000 for the year. That's not that much to ask for a whole year.
A whole
That's
year.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so we
like-
just want 1,000 reviews. Rate your reviews. If you're at dinner with your significant other or if you're on a date,
You're on a date.
have them write a review of the podcast.
Your
What a great date activity.
Great conversation starter.
Your best friend that you betrayed
Yes.
or got betrayed by?
So 1,000 for the year. But no, really, seriously, thank you for the 100 for the holidays. Amazing.
Yeah.
We're so
Awesome.
happy. We did get one-star review, and, you know, Drew will be finding you. You better look out. Don't answer your door.
You need to look out.
Don't, you know.
What was it? We were cruel.
We're too cruel. Which, you know, if you think that we're too cruel, then you've obviously never heard the song Cruel for Summer.
Uh-huh.
Because it's a cruel summer. And sometimes we're cruel. I'm sorry.
So you need to specify. Then you're looking for 1,000 good reviews.
Oh, you know,
5-star only.
For reviews, I don't care. But, you know, if you're listening to this podcast and you want to write a 1-star review, don't.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Great.
we don't need any criticisms. We're just going
No.
to keep doing what we do.
That's right.
And that's that. Sorry, dudes.
Done.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so business over. Sarah, you really are in business attire because you gave her work. So good job. Me and Drew are
Nice.
in business attire too. But
Yeah.
We're looking very formal today. Yeah.
right.
My top hat.
Okay. So now the movie we're talking about today is A Lifetime 2019. That's the year we're in, everyone.
Crazy.
Best
Wow.
Friend Betrayal. Don't you love that
Whoa.
alliteration, Drew?
I don't. But thank you for...
Okay, good. It stars Mary Grill. That's her name. Vanessa Walsh. And Jamie and Callica.
Callica.
He was in Christmas Memories with Christina Milian this past Christmas season.
Oh, okay.
He was Rex, the sexy coworker who was just using Christina Milian for
Oh, yeah.
his promotion.
Oh.
And I thought he was so cute in that, and I thought he was so cute in this.
Super cute.
So, you know, he can just keep doing movies all the time as long as he's not the main character.
Or acting at all.
Yeah, no lines for him. Just want to look at him. He's
Just stand there and
beautiful
smile.
and great.
Yeah.
He's great. He should be a model.
No.
He probably is.
Yeah.
Okay, so jumping in, here's a disclaimer. So, we're watching the movie, and I got very scared because I got a present for Christmas, and it might be illegal. And I tried my new present.
It's
My-
not even a misdemeanor.
Well, whatever it is, I did it, and I was watching this movie, and I was like, oh my God, this movie is really, really slow and boring and bad. And I think I need to stop watching it right now because clearly it's not the movie, it's me. I'm in an altered state. I need to watch
Oh,
this
yeah.
fresh. So I came back, I watched it fresh today.
Yeah.
Still have the same scared feelings.
Same
I had to
feeling.
stop the movie in the middle. I had to go lie down in a dark room.
And not because it was scary,
No.
Right.
because of how
boring and bad.
Not good it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So yeah, that's our disclaimer for this movie. But we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have so much
We're
fun.
going to try.
Hey,
Yeah.
We always do.
So we start off. We have little Katie
Okay.
and Jess. Okay. Now they're like little friends. The one girl's new.
Katie.
I think, Katie is the new girl. She has brown hair, Drew.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's at lunch and she's sitting down. She has a tuna fish sandwich, and these mean girls are sitting across from her, and they're like, "Ew, is that a tuna fish sandwich? You better get out of here, tuna breath." And the little girl's like, "Oh my gosh, I've ruined everything." And then this little blonde girl comes over and she's like, "I'll be your friend." And they start coloring together. Flash forward, what was it? 21 years later.
Yeah.
Very specific.
Okay.
And they're coloring and eating lunch.
The blonde
Still.
girl and the brown-haired girl.
They're still in school coloring and eating lunch. That tuna fish sandwich has gone totally bad. You know, it was mayonnaise based.
They haven't moved.
They haven't moved. They've just grown up.
Aged a little.
Their clothes are very small. And all the other kids in the cafeteria are like, "Why are you still here? Our parents were here, and they told us about you guys coloring and eating lunch." No, they're in like a cafe or something.
Yeah,
okay?
sure, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
They're in a child's cafeteria again. Eating sandwiches.
Katie owns a cafe now, and Jess is an event planner. She does events. She does weddings. She does book signings. So she's getting a book signing together for Nick,
That'll show those bully girls.
right?
Yeah.
Those bully girls did not come back, and they should have. They
They
should have been like
were-
at the book signing, been like, "Oh my god, we love this. Your cafe is so great."
We love you now.
And she's like, "Oh, did you want a tuna fish sandwich? It's our special."
It's our fucking special.
Right back at him.
Yes, get him right back. So, the hunky author, his name's Nick Moore, and he writes thrillers. Drew, you know, like what's that Gone Girl's name? Jillian
Yeah.
Flynn,
Okay. Sure.
like that type. But he's
Like Dan Brown.
Yeah, like Dan Brown. And he like has a book signing. He comes and he's very impressed with Jess's event that she planned.
Okay.
Now, Jess, we should speak momentarily about her because this is rude. And okay, if you're offended by this rude comment I'm about to make, don't write a one-star review. Write a 5-star review and say, "Patrick is so funny and he's kind of rude." 1 star off. You could do 4-star. I don't care.
Do 4 stars.
Give me 1 star off if you have a criticism. Just one. Anyways, so
And not if it's just about one episode.
oh, that's true.
You're not. One
Yeah,
quick
you have
thing.
to listen
One quick
more.
thing, guys. You can't rate based on an episode. You do it on the whole podcast as a whole.
I know there's over 100 episodes
Guys,
now.
I'm not sure you can tell people what to say in their review.
Look,
Just to be honest.
it's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
true.
Or if you do 1 star, say something real nice.
Yeah. Say Patrick is a skinny legend. 1 star. Don't do that.
You're sending the mixed message.
I know. Okay, back to the movie. Sorry. We're really stuck on this, I guess.
It's really hurt your feelings.
Really cut me deep. You know, we still have a 5-star rating on iTunes. I don't care.
Okay, you're good to go.
Anyways, so
Oh, so the two friends.
yes.
They bond over both being divorcees.
Okay. Already, huh?
yes,
Yeah.
and this is the thing, Drew. You're thinking like, wow, they're young ladies, whatever. This is my rude comment. One of the actresses looks like a young lady who'd be in a Lifetime movie. The other looks like the lady who would play the mom in the Lifetime movie, and
Sort
like the
of,
same
yeah.
age. You know?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
I get
very
you.
rude. It's
But
very
they have
rude.
her dressed that way too. It's not just her appearance. Like
No,
Yeah, she I got you.
she. I mean, maybe she's like more like plain Jane. Like, but if she's an event planner, you think she'd be like very fun and like.
I was gonna say she wears like cardigans and stuff, but I wear cardigans all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, well, you know, she doesn't wear cardigans, but
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah, she does.
And her hair is like in a barrette. Okay, so the event goes so well that Nick invites Jess to pizza. They go to pizza, and he like dogs New York pizza, which is really rude because I love New York pizza. Okay,
Not for
it's
everyone.
like my favorite pizza.
All pizza's good though.
Yeah, it's
Agreed,
true.
Yeah.
Just eat pizza. It's all good.
But Nick is from this town, so he's also got this background of like being from there, and that's why I'm wondering, how did they not know him? Are they not the same age as him? There's
Right.
so many. This is just one of the so many very, very wrong things with the plot and the writing because
Gotcha.
nothing ever matches up.
Yeah, big holes in this plot. big holes.
Are they in a small town?
They
Yeah.
are. They are, but he like is based in New York because he's a writer.
He's
Okay,
a big time writer.
So it's a big deal that he's there. So Katie, the cafe owner, is meeting up with Jess after the book signing because she's going to get margaritas.
Okay.
But Jess doesn't show up because she's getting pizza with Nick.
Uh-oh.
She texted.
She texted like 5 times, and Jess is like, oh, I don't know why she's not answering. And Katie's like sitting at the bar, like downing margaritas and like not looking at her phone.
Like that would ever happen, first of all.
No.
Why would you sit there drinking at a bar by yourself and never look at your phone?
No.
It just wouldn't happen.
No,
You would
that's
just be on your phone the whole time.
That's
The whole
all you
time.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe talk to the bartender for a little bit, but they get busy and they have to leave you.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. But yeah, so she doesn't get the message and she's like get stood up, and I guess she's mad about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Jess is basically going on a date now with Nick. So the pizza goes into a whole thing. They go for a nice walk. They have a good talk and like
He walks her home.
yeah, and it's like really nice. And they didn't really have a lot of chemistry, those 2 actors. So that
Yeah.
was like weird because it's like, well, I'm not really.
Well, it's like the plain Jane old lady and then the really bad actor. So it's like, what are they going to do?
Wait, you can't do anything like that.
It's just
There's nothing
dead
you
in
can
the
do with
water.
that.
Right. I mean, yeah, but I could
You
see
can't,
them
you can't
like.
direct that. You can't direct
It's true.
that chemistry.
So,
But we're led to believe they have it.
Okay.
and it's like a one night thing, you know, they're never going to see each other again. But Nick is so enthralled with Jess that he stays in town to write his next book,
He
okay?
cancels his book tour suddenly and stays in the town.
To write the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Katie's like, I don't trust him. Something's up. That's weird.
Uh-oh.
That's weird. I don't like that.
is weird.
And they're like at yoga.
Sure,
they're
it
like
is weird.
they're like in a plank and they're like talking to each other, you know? So that was like fun because I was like, oh my God, that's like me and Sarah. We do yoga and we talk to each other in yoga in the middle of class.
In the middle of planks.
Yeah, we do. I'm like, are we gonna get Duncan after this?
Yeah, it's normally like, get me out of here. This hurts.
Yeah. So all his books are about murder and everything. So she's like, isn't it suspicious, Jess, that he writes books about murder? Couldn't he be a murderer?
Oh,
And
no.
Jess is like, it's a fiction book and he's a writer. This might have, you might be,
This is a stretch.
you might be projecting here. I don't know why you're saying this. It's very strange. And Katie's like, I don't know. I own a cafe. I'm going to go back.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm racist. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kinda
She's a
racist.
really
Yes.
bad friend throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
Not a
it is
great gal.
it is the undertone, like she's racist because he's black.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where I was like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what
You know?
what I was.
I'm like, I think that this
He
is how
writes
I'm
about murder.
Right.
So he's a murderer. Also black. He's a black guy, and black guys murder people.
So Nick and Jess have another romantic date because, you know, he's not just in town to write his book. He's there to, you know, hang out with Jess because he likes her. And we get a lot of backstory. And I actually took the time today in my second viewing to write a paragraph of the dialogue. And I am going to perform it for you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play what is performed
Okay.
by the actress.
Okay.
Let me have some wine here. Sarah, stop for me.
Okay. So this is going to be great, I'm sure.
Okay, all right.
So you're doing it as like how you would do it.
I'm going to do it as best as I can. And
You're
then
going
I'll
to be both?
And then I'll play. No, it's a monologue. She has a whole monologue in there because I was like,
Oh, yeah.
this is ridiculous. The monologue's also very poorly written. Okay, here we go. You be the guy and just say like, wow, you're really pretty.
Wow, you are so pretty.
Thank you. I'm also not so recently divorced. His name was Marco. We were high school sweethearts, only he didn't turn out to be that sweet. We thought we were, you know, what I thought was just a juvenile interest in beer and flip cup during college turned into a genuine drinking problem. Like, genuine. He couldn't hold down a job. He cheated. He's angry, abusive. So for my 30th birthday, I got myself a present. A divorce lawyer. We're in the end. A divorce lawyer.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Moving.
That's mine.
Nice.
Drew, scale of 1 to 10.
That was a 10.
Were you feeling it? Were you a little scared?
Yeah, I was. I got it.
Okay.
I felt that all the way.
Great. Now I'm going to play her reading of it.
Okay.
He didn't even have to think about it. He just said 10. I mean, it was really
It's always a
good.
10. It's a 10.
Also,
Beside the symbol.
I filmed this like really weird, so I'll just play the filming. I'll play the filming so you can see it, but no, it's very strange because I was trying to get the best audio.
Okay.
Not so recently divorced. His name is Marco. We were high school sweethearts, only turns out he's not so sweet. What I thought was a juvenile interest in beer and flip cup during college turned out to be a genuine drinking problem. He couldn't hold a job, cheated, was angry, abusive. So, for my 30th birthday, I got myself a present. A divorce lawyer.
Yes, I mean I ruined the end, so she's better than me. Fine, Mary Grills, you're better than me. Fine,
Whatever,
Mary
you did.
Grills.
Whatever, you're not being paid to read this
That
shit.
was a cold reading, Mary Grills. I will nail it next time. You better watch out, girl. I'm coming for your roles. Give me a wig. Okay. Yes. So they like continue this date, and she's like telling him that Katie has like reservations about him. She's like, oh, Katie told me that she thinks you're a murderer.
What? You don't say that.
And he's like,
Right.
well, I understand. I'm black. No, he's like, I understand. I'm a murder writer.
I write about murder.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
she's your friend. She's trying to protect you.
right. So
Like,
they
they justify it.
They go back home. They have some wine, which looked really delicious. And then someone throws a brick through the window.
Jesus Christ.
And tell me if that's not racist.
Yeah, true. It's very...
It's a
Yeah.
very racist
Civil
symbol.
rights.
It's a civil right. I was expecting the KKK to be on the front lawn with a burning cross.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, gosh.
Yes. I mean,
Reflecting now.
Yeah.
This is
Poor,
not good.
Poor taste, Lifetime.
Yeah.
Poor taste.
Bad.
Yes.
The worst Lifetime movie I've ever seen has now gotten worse.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Okay.
So this is why we say we watch these movies so you don't have to. Really, we watch them so you don't have to. Don't watch this one. So they go outside, Drew, and it's a very long extended scene, and I will play it for you after when we're done because I don't want to play it on here. It's too long.
Okay.
Of them going outside, standing on the front porch, looking around, and being like, "Was it an animal?"
She's like, maybe it was just punk kids.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just punk kids.
And
Yeah.
then they
Yeah.
walk in slowly, like looking around, and then they close the door and we cut to commercial. Me explaining that to you times 5, and that's how long the scene took.
Man,
Miserable.
Yes.
maybe it was just some punk kids.
Yeah.
Kind of
That was her
fucking-
default.
Yes. So back in yoga class, the next
Get
day.
off my land.
Yes. Yes. Nick shows up and he's like, hey, I'm here for yoga and lunch. And Katie's like, what the hell? What the hell?
And she's not secret about it. She's like, in front of Nick, she's like, I'm your best friend. This is my day. I do yoga and brunch.
Yeah. And Jess is like, maybe you should go on a date sometime, you lonely bitch. For real.
We should rewrite this one.
Yes, we should.
With the actual undertones of what they're saying.
Yes. And she says, when was the last time you were on a date? Which is really rude.
I mean, that's rude, but it's also like, calm down, though.
Yeah, she attacks her.
Yeah.
And they could have all three gone to lunch.
Right. Just go to lunch. Have fun. Get a
is-
mimosa. Relax.
Chill
So
out.
there's a weird choice in this movie that everything's underscored also. Like if I was talking and Sarah's singing like Long December by Counting Crows, that would happen, you know? Can you do that?
Been a long
Right. So we have a drunk husband coming, right? And the drunk husband, he's he's coming into the house because he's like, hey baby, I'm back. Okay, that's great. Oh, I'm surprised you know all the words
Wow,
to
you know.
this. So Jess is like, this husband shows up and he's like, hey baby, like just very friendly.
No,
Oh,
it was not friendly.
it didn't seem very threatening to me.
After Nick and Jess come home, and she was like, yeah, Nick, why don't you don't need to spend the night. I'm not scared. Go ahead and leave. And 2 seconds later, the ex-husband breaks into the back door and like grabs her and is like, hey, baby. Like very scary, not friendly.
Oh, I thought he was just like putting his arm around her like, hey girl.
Hey, girl.
But then he sees her wine and he chugs it out of the bottle. And she says she gets assaulted later, and I was like, that was the most assaulting thing that happened. Do not drink my wine bottle out of my wine bottle.
Now that is abuse.
It was just a reminder that he's an alcoholic.
Yes.
Well, of course
Can't
they had
hold
to
down a job.
Of course they had to give you that right
Yeah.
away.
Oh,
He's just like,
and it was
I'm
like-
the husband.
it was
Ooh,
very much-
wine. Glurp, glurpity glurp.
Really true. I mean, you could have been in this part, and it would have been great if it was like a
Oh,
comedy.
yes. It would have been great.
Yeah. Oh, I'm writing that scene
Yes,
right
the
now.
remake. I love this.
So,
I'll play the ex-husband.
but it'll be
Drinker.
for comedy only,
Right.
You know,
I'll be the ex-husband. That's the comedy.
because they're supposed to be very menacing, but the scene was very comical to me because what happens next is Katie comes in and she's like, "Hey you, hey you," that's how she talks. "Hey you, get out of here." And she takes out her pepper spray and she sprays the guy forever.
Yeah.
like bug
Yeah.
spray.
Like
Like you know
drains
when
it.
you're deeding your yard?
Yeah.
Like that.
Like just drains it, the whole thing.
And
on
he's
him-
like,
on his face.
Yeah, the pepper spray reactions in this movie. Hint, there's another one.
Yeah,
Are just
it comes
incredible.
back.
Like,
It comes back.
Wah, wah.
Yes, it's
Just
so
grabbing
strange.
the eyes. Yeah, it's great.
But
But he leaves.
he leaves.
Yeah, so Katie saves the day.
Well, you wouldn't want to stay there,
Right.
After getting
So then
Pepped.
Katie takes Jess in. And Nick is like, "I'm so thankful for you. You're a really good friend. You really helped her out." And Katie's like, "You're still a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't trust you. Just because you didn't come in the house this time, I know you're going to come next time."
to,
You know? And he's
Okay.
like, "Okay, raise this ass. Get out of here." The alcoholic husband. I'm jumping, Sarah. So,
Okay.
I guess there's a part where Katie goes to Nick's house and sees him like on the laptop. Like she goes through his laptop and sees that he's writing about Jess. Whatever, and he catches her.
that he's
Like his new book is like kind of like
gotcha,
based on the
gotcha.
relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, and she sees her name in it and obviously, again, skeptical of this guy.
okay.
So we see
Okay, I
the
get it now.
alcoholic ex-husband, and he is like getting murdered. But he was like pushed down the stairs, and looks like he fell. But he was like so drunk he fell. Okay, and
For sure, somebody pushed him because he says,
yeah,
"What are you doing here?" And then he falls to his death.
yes, yes, and Nick and Jess get into an argument because Nick is like, "This is great. Your husband died. He was like."
Got
you
what's
know,
coming to
he
him."
drank your wine from the bottle. He got what he deserved. And she's like, "He was my husband, though, and I let me grieve this, and don't be an asshole."
Yeah.
So it's making him look more like a bad guy, you know. And so then there's a whole thing where Katie gets like a book of like stuff on Nick, right? Or,
Yeah,
like a
so
file.
so Katie's like, "This is very, very suspicious. I think we need to look into him. I think he may have murdered Marco. We need to figure out all the things in his past." So they do like some private eye stuff and dig into him.
Is there a montage?
No,
Sadly,
this
no.
movie's had zero montages.
Okay.
But they just cut to her saying, "How could you lie to me?" So we don't find any backstory.
Of what happened?
It just goes from "let's do an investigation about him," and then she's at a table with him and saying, "Why didn't you tell me you had an illegitimate son?"
Yeah, so he has an illegitimate son from high school where they all presumably went to high school together.
Not even that bad.
Yeah, so who cares? And they
who
hire a
cares?
private eye also. Or there's like a PA,
PI.
PI.
A PI. Yeah, you said it.
PA.
right.
I don't know.
PI.
PT.
Pri-
There's a lot of P things, huh?
personal trainer.
Yes.
So they get a personal trainer.
So they
Get swole.
To look into
Yes,
his
they
past.
get swole. They're going to do J-Lo enough now. Thank God. We needed some J-Lo enough in this movie.
For sure.
So Jess breaks up with Nick, and she's standing up for herself. Katie's like very happy, and they do have like an almost mini montage of them like going to yoga and getting coffee.
Why does that matter if he has a
Because he didn't
illegitimate
tell her.
kid?
'Cause he
and
lied.
so she said he lied.
What? They barely know each other.
Exactly.
Right?
I'll fucking tell you
But-
about the kid later on.
Don't worry.
Agreed.
Don't worry, Drew. Nick comes in the next scene and is like, "Hey, take me back," and she's like, "I'll think about it." And then in the next scene, she does.
Okay.
Okay,
that's-
so you were very worried,
Solved.
but don't get worried.
You only had to worry for one commercial break.
For one commercial break.
Yes.
Still, that's really weird to get mad at.
And Nick
That's
and
what-
Jess are sleeping together, like on the couch because she's like very traumatized by everything that's happening. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna find Katie and I'm gonna apologize to her because she obviously has something going on. I want to win her over. What he meant to say was, I want to run her over because Katie gets hit by a car in a parking lot in the middle of the night.
No.
Yeah. Hit by a car and falls over the median.
Yeah.
Like down like a whole garage floor story.
Yeah.
Whoa, she's dead then?
No, she's not dead. She
Not
just
dead.
has a couple bruises. Oh, her ankle hurts.
Yeah, and she has a scratch on her back.
Yeah. I feel like there'd maybe more.
Well, we'll
Maybe
see.
more
We'll see,
Uh-huh.
Joe.
Okay.
So she's in the hospital now, and the next morning, Jess is surprised to find the cafe is closed. She's like, "What's happening? Where's my friend?" And then she's like a little more surprised to find out she's in the hospital. And at the hospital, she's like, "Katie, what happened?" And Katie's like, "Nick hit me with his car." And the detective's like, "Okay, well, we're gonna have to bring him in now."
Mystery solved.
Yeah.
Well.
Usually when a witness says it, it's true.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Case closed.
People never lie. Ever.
Jess is
No
like,
one ever lies.
Jess is like, "Katie, are you 100% sure though? Like, are you 100% sure?" And Katie's like, "How could you even ask me that?" She's like cutting vegetables. She's like very mad. They're back.
He's
at
the
home.
only
Yeah.
black man in this town.
Yeah, she's like, "I don't know why I think black men are criminals. I don't know.
That's how I was raised. I don't know.
They just look untrustworthy." Oh boy. I mean, really, this is a racist movie.
Yeah, it's sounding like it's turning out to be, eh?
But we'll see. We'll see. So it's basically not a racist movie. It's just a poorly written movie trying to create mystery. Anyways, so
It's accidentally racist. It's
Jess-
accidentally racist.
it is. It is.
Yeah, on Lifetime. That never happens.
Accidental racism. Yeah.
You guys need one of those.
Oh,
You could play
yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah,
a
we
button.
really could. We really could. So Jess has a coworker who like calls her boss, and she's in her 20s and she wears glasses. She's basically John Lee.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
she's super
Okay.
cute.
Yeah, she's very cute. But she's like, "Hey, boss, you've been really stressed. You should come out with me and my 20-year-old friends." And the boss is like, I don't know. That doesn't sound fun
That sounds
to me. That
like a
sounds
nightmare.
terrible.
That sounds like a nightmare.
And she's like, "Well, you're coming." And then they go out and they're doing shots. They're doing like body shots. It's getting crazy.
20-year-olds.
20-somethings.
Who's watching on? Nick, because he got out of jail. He's in his car looking. And Katie is also there because she got invited by Jess, but she doesn't go inside. She just stares at the window and sees Jess and the coworker kissing.
Kissing.
The youngin?
Yeah.
The youngin?
The youngin says, "You know, boss, you really need to loosen up and try some new things." And then smacks her lips on her.
Ooh.
And so Jess gets home from the bar.
Yeah.
And
It was
she's
very
like-
unexpected, actually.
It was shocking. It was shocking. Jess gets home from the bar and Katie's like, I saw you're having a really good time. And just like, "You were there. Why didn't you come inside?" She's like, "Because you were kissing girls. Are you a lesbian now?" And Jess is like, "It wasn't a romantic kiss. It was just for fun." Okay. I love that song by Katy Perry, "I Kissed a Girl," and I liked it.
Yeah.
And, I was just having fun.
Yeah, girls are fun to kiss.
And Katie's like, "You'd know. You'd know."
I
And
know, because I kiss them.
That's right.
I kiss them all the time.
So we cut to the youngin, the 20-year-old leaving the party, and she's got her like big floppy hat on, and she's walking outside. She drops her keys outside of her apartment, and
Stumbling. She's stumbling.
oh, she's drunk. Yeah, she's drunk. I mean, she did all those shots, and she gets strangled in front of her apartment, dead. Okay.
Okay.
Strangled.
How did it show her being strangled?
A person in a black hoodie and black pants came up behind her and strangled her
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
right in front of her apartment, where I would assume there are cameras.
Yeah, I would hope so. Looked like a nice place. Not where Nick would live. He would live in, a bad part of the
In the
neighborhood,
bad-
right?
on the bad-
according to
bad side
Katie.
of the-
According to Katie.
Bad side of the tracks. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so the detective comes by and he's like, oh God.
The ambulance. So the next day, the girls are at the coffee shop, and of course, Jess is hungover, And then the ambulance comes by and you know, like, how many days? I guess in a small town, when an ambulance goes by, it is a big deal. So she, like, looks out the window and she's like, they're headed to Anna's apartment. And they run down the street and they find her dead.
Putting her in a body bag. Like, she's been there all night. Mm-hmm. Just outside of the apartment. You're like, okay.
Oh, no one?
No one left the apartment. No one came into the apartment. You know.
All day.
All
Great.
day. And so Nick is, like, you know, taking matters into his own hands, okay? He is not having it. He gets a folder of stuff on Katie because he's very suspicious of Katie now.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, she's been, like, coming at me. I'm going to come for her and find out more about her. So he goes to visit her ex-husband, okay?
Okay. Katie's ex-husband.
Yeah. And they went to high school together, blah, blah, blah. So he has, like, an old yearbook or something. That's how I found him. Who cares? Who cares? Old yearbooks.
He probably had a PT, too.
That's a weird trope in movies, old yearbooks. You know? That's going to find somebody?
How does that... He's an existing person. You don't need to go to a yearbook.
Yeah, to go to the high school, find the yearbook. Do high schools keep yearbooks anymore? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
I want to go back to my high school and see. Next time. Mom, remind me. That's from my mom.
That's from my mom.
So he goes to the guy, and the guy's like, so, yeah, you're saying I was married to Katie, but, like, I am married to someone else. Honey, can you come in here, honey? And she's like, baby, what? Baby, what? What'd you say, baby? Honey, come in here. Baby, I'm watching my show. I'm watching the Kardashians.
Price is Right is on.
Yeah. It was a very long, drawn-out scene. Totally unnecessary. That didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen, but I wish it would have.
I know. It would have been
Again, in the remake, it will happen.
Yes. No, she just comes in and she's like, he's my husband. And, oh, you mean Katie, that Katie? Oh, I was her friend when she was eating a tuna fish sandwich. And we were coloring. And we stopped being friends when we were 11. The people at the beginning of the movie, it's not Jess.
It's this girl. Who had braids in her hair in elementary school and has a braid in her hair now.
Just so we know it's the same girl.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Different blonde girl. We got them confused.
You know, blondes all look alike.
Okay, so.
And Katie.
Backups.
Okay.
Backups. So.
I know, this is the big part, yeah.
So Katie.
This is the twist.
So this is like a twisty.
This is the twist.
It's the twist.
It's what they've been building to this whole movie.
So they. Okay.
So the reason that Katie and this other blonde girl, braid girl, are not friends anymore is because she met Kevin, this ex-husband supposedly of Katie's, but it's actually her husband. They met in like middle school, and Katie couldn't let anyone else be this chick's friend, so she shoved the kid down the stairs and got institutionalized, is what they tell us.
Mm-hmm. So she has a history of pushing people downstairs and being possessive over their friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Never leave me, Sarah. I know where stairs are.
And you've fallen down them before.
Oh my God, I have fallen downstairs. Was that you?
I left you though. Oh my God. I
allegedly you
I
left me.
I was betray you.
Well, okay. So
wow.
Katie confronts Jess. And they're like having an argument, okay? But
yeah, without even knowing all that.
Right.
See, that's weird too. She confronts Katie about a lie because Katie's saying something about her ex-husband, and she says he left me for a blonde bimbo, and she's like, I thought the bimbo had red hair.
Yeah, she catches her in a lie.
Yeah.
And so she's like, you're lying. I don't trust you. You're lying about Nick. You're lying about everything. Everything kind of unravels, right?
That's what she got it on?
Yeah, that's what she got
She's
it
like,
on.
if you lie to me about that detail, you'll lie to me about everything.
Wouldn't there be a lot more? Anyway.
And then Katie admits to everything right away. She's like, the brick was me. The ex-husband was me. The coworker was me.
Yeah.
Everything was me. I did it all. And I did it for you because I'm protecting you and I'm a good friend. Mm-hmm. And Jess is like, well, okay. So I'm going to grab this teapot on my little stove, and I'm going to hit you with this little teapot. And then I'm going to put my hand on my hip, and I'm going to put my stout on my stout. And then this you do, and you pour it on out. Did you see that coming? Did you see her doing the My Little Teapot dance?
I didn't know they were going to do that.
We told you, the writing was bad. It just all happened.
Right. Imagine me in a writer's room at Lifetime, and they're like, No, we're not doing a little teapot dance at that part.
But it's fun because
But
it's
people
a
would like
teapot.
it.
Like, but it's really funny. Like,
But it's funny. See, it's a teapot. She's using a teapot. And then
Yeah.
come on, guys. Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, so she makes a run for it, and Nick tries to come to her rescue, but he gets like Katie gets him with a knife, and she's like, "I'm gonna kill you," but the pepper spray comes back and just pepper sprays Katie and saves the day.
I thought that pepper spray was done. It was empty.
It was.
Super emptied out.
It
The
was.
good thing is Katie sent a care package at one point in time around here to show that she's such a good friend. And
Gotcha.
in that care package was more pepper
more
spray.
pepper spray.
She replaced it to her own demise.
We
To
should
her
have known it was
own-
going to come back,
To
actually.
her own eyes hurting demise.
Yes.
Ah,
So she's taken away, and she's very mad, and her eyes are very red. And then Nick and Jess plan their wedding, and he dedicates the book to the dead coworker.
Oh, the book that's called, the new book he writes is called
The dead coworker.
A Fatal Friendship.
It should have been called A Best Friend's Betrayal.
I know. You really fucked that up.
That is so simple, Lifetime.
Because they would have actually gotten points if they would have said in
Oh,
it.
yeah, for sure. If that was the title of the book, I'd have been like,
Be like, looks like this was
Yeah.
a best friend's betrayal, and everyone looks directly at the camera.
yes.
I can see it. It would
I
have been
can
such a
see
better
it.
ending.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, really?
And then they all laugh.
There it is.
They
Right.
all laugh, and then it pauses mid-laugh,
Yeah.
and the credits.
So that is. So that is Best Friends Betrayal, our 2019 classic. It's only January, folks. So, hopefully more better things will be coming. But, on the podcast, we either pour it up or put a cork in it. Sarah, what are you going to do to this movie?
I was a little jaded after Christmas. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
We had to watch a lot of movies.
We did, and we're jumping back earlier than we did last year.
And so when Best Friends Betrayal came about, I was like, whew, I'm not ready. And I definitely wasn't ready for this one.
Yeah.
Putting a cork in it big time. Hated it. Hated it.
Yeah. That's fair.
True?
I'm going to pour it up for the rewrite. For
True,
Patrick's
true.
rewrites.
For sure on that, yeah.
For your guys' rewrites.
Yes.
But
We've
I'm going to
done it.
definitely put a cork in it.
I wish there was something worse we could do.
No, that's it.
That's it.
I mean,
I
those
think
are your
that's the
options.
worst. That is the worst.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a cork in it, and the cork's going to drop. It's so hard that the cork's going to drop into the bottle, and now you can't get it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Bad.
I am also putting a cork in it, obviously. I want to say Danny J. Boyle directed this one. He did the Stalker, like my Stalker reality star Stalker last year.
Yeah.
So he's like a decent director. I'm like, I enjoyed that one, so I would think that it would be the same. I'm really gonna pin this one on the writing.
And the editing, right?
Yeah, the editing was
directors
also
have something
very
to do
off.
with the
No,
editing?
there's probably an editor in there somewhere.
Okay.
The cuts were so the sound edits were
Mismatched,
weird.
yeah.
The timing, like the edit, like of what we're seeing, like on the camera.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like film things that were wrong with this movie that just like took you out of it, and you're not really sure why you're not into the plot. You're like, okay, this plot makes sense.
Yeah, because it just kind of takes you. Yeah.
And the
I don't-
twist
that
was
is weird
good,
that it's like
you know?
The twist was good.
Yeah, that is a cool twist, but like, yeah,
It's just written weird, and it's like building to a twist, but it
And they
left
were
too many
all so
loopholes in the
bad.
beginning that it didn't work. Yeah.
If we would have liked any of them, it could have been maybe better. I only liked the police detective.
Yeah, and
think
he's
he-
from something.
Yeah.
he's actually like from a thing.
He's like a real actor.
Yeah.
I can't find his name right now. Okay. So that wraps up our conversation about Best Friends Betrayal. Thanks for playing, Lifetime. Okay, but now it's time for our favorite segment of This Week and Every Week. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure. On my wedding day, catch the bouquet. Candace hates the gays. Candace Cameron Bure. Drinking rosé, eating creme brulee. Can't share with me. Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure.
Yay!
All right. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure? So I found a clip because I was like we had a long break, and Candace also had her Instagram break for the Christmas holiday. So I wanted to go back and just clarify some thoughts about the whole wedding cake, the gay wedding cake thing, and everything like that. So I found a podcast from 2015, right after it happened. The podcast is called The Church Boys, and they have, they're like a more conservative podcast, which is fine, and they just talk about stuff like that. So they're talking to Candace, like literally, like the next day after it happened.
So they're like talking about.
So she talks a little bit about.
This is the Colorado gay couple who was denied a wedding cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I want to say the title is shady as hell because it says gay cake, not gay wedding cake. Like it's not the cake has no sexual orientation. It doesn't. So it's not a gay cake. So Church Boys, it's not a gay cake. Cakes can't be gay. Okay, so we'll play the clip and then we'll talk about it. She's just clarifying her stance. She doubles down a little bit, but she also clarifies. So I will play it and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I think it's loading. Here we go.
I don't agree with that. You know, as much as I support the right for these bakers to have that religious freedom of the decision to say no, I don't want to be a part of this ceremony, I don't know or think that I would have handled it the same way.
Right.
I would probably have seen that as an opportunity. I probably would have handled it of being able to provide that service, but maybe if I felt uncomfortable to be at the service, provide someone that in my company that didn't, and I would have made them the best cake that I possibly could to put my best efforts and say God bless you.
Right.
But also that's my right to do that, and it's their right of how they handled it too. So there's not a cookie cutter answer because it is emotional, but I think as Christians, again, we want to love and respect everyone.
We should be Christians, right?
Yes.
And there's a lot.
Okay. Then they talk about Christianity, which is great. Good for you.
Great. Good job, guys.
Do the Church Boys have an opinion?
They are with Candace, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, yes, that's the business's right to refuse the wedding cake, and they don't have to make it. But then they talk about later in the podcast. They talk about a lesbian printing company that's like, hello, straight people. What if we didn't print any of your things you want us to print because we don't believe with whatever you're saying? You know,
So
because we
so
can do
what
that.
What if there's a company run by lesbians that were like, no printing for straight people,
No straight paper,
never.
Oh boy, but
That's not. I mean, that's a real bad.
I mean,
example.
they're contradicting themselves, right?
I get what she
Love and respect
like
everyone.
What she's clarifying what I thought she was actually saying
meant.
in the first place, but
Right.
she's getting nailed on that show. People are just like, "You hate gays."
Yeah,
and she's
they
like,
were.
Nah,
She's
not
like, I
really.
don't know.
What, on The View? Is that what
It was
you're
on The View.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she has made that stance. However, if she's like okay with businesses like discriminating against people,
Right.
Then she doesn't understand that because she's never been discriminated against because she's a white female.
Right.
So it's just funny to say like, oh, Christians, we should love everyone and support everyone, but don't make cakes for gay people.
Yeah. You're allowed not to. Because you don't have to love and
I mean,
respect
if
them
I
that
felt
much.
weird
Yeah.
about it and I
Yeah.
had a thing,
You don't have to love and respect someone enough to
I'd
let
have
them
someone
pay
else in
for
my
a
company.
service.
That you provide
Yeah.
to everyone else but them.
It's not like they're not paying for their service, and they did invite them to the wedding.
She does have
and
a point,
to,
though, of being
cut
like-
the cake and everything.
she'd be like-
Oh, they did.
That's what they were like. Hell no.
she's like, I'd be like, money's green, always, no matter
Yes.
who has it, money green.
Fuller House.
If I feel weird,
Example.
Fuller House, money green.
Yes.
I say
So,
so much in that show.
The clip is kind of validating what Drew has been saying the past season was that Candace didn't necessarily say anything about the gays. It was just kind of the conversation kind of went that direction, and she didn't clarify, and she hasn't clarified, and she's never will clarify, in
won't
my opinion.
yeah.
Because she has no reason to, because the only thing she has to lose is her extreme fans that want her to hate gays.
Right.
And if she does that, then she'll lose a good portion.
Which she probably has. Although, I wonder how many she'd gain to lose.
True.
Right?
I don't know. You think people would jump on her bandwagon now?
Oh, I think if she was like, if all of a sudden, which was my theory, that she's a genius and she's actually like trying to get further away from that, where's she gonna be like, I ain't no Christian, I love gays. I ain't no Christian, hail Satan.
That's not happening.
No, I don't know why he thinks that's happening.
But you know what I mean.
I love it. It's so funny.
But you know what I mean, right? She's gonna
Yes.
probably do that.
Okay.
And if she did
She
that,
could go crazy.
I'd be like followed 100%.
She would lose all her following.
She would lose, I think she would lose all of them, and then she would gain a huge amount back from another side.
Potentially, but
Yes.
Not Satan, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Not hail
Satan.
Satan.
Yes, you can't. No. No one.
I'm not sure she'd know what to do with Hail Satan.
No one could say hail Satan.
Okay. So we'll end on hail Satan.
That's a good stopping point.
Great. We'll stop there. We'll continue on week to week. But yes. So Sarah, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me again on my favorite podcast.
Yay.
Yes, every season.
Yay.
Anything to plug in the pluggy time?
Oh, no, just my Insta. You know, you can follow me if you want. Sarah Reed is...
Okay.
Sarah Reed is. ...
Ooh. True.
Yeah. You can find me Drew but with pants on Instagram, and you can also find me in my band that I'm in, The Limbos.
Yeah.
We're on Spotify and all
I
that
was
stuff.
just staring at the Limbos poster, and I'm like, you need to
there's a
plug
poster in
this.
here.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Limbos are great.
Yeah, I forgot. I hadn't been
I love
doing
the
that,
Limbos.
and I was like, "Well, that's stupid."
Especially when you have a show coming up.
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true. Okay. Thank you both again, and thank you listeners for checking back in with Lifetime in Court. We watch these movies, so you don't have to, but if you do, you can follow me at Patrick Miguel or the podcast at Lifetime in Court. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes, 5 stars.
Only.
5 stars.
5 stars only.
Hail Satan.
And call us at our number 872-267-4117. Okay, bye.
Bye. Hail Satan.